What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here, back at it again with a double upload, as there have been an absolute pile of spoilers released in the last 2 days, and I've been busy trying to finish up the HQ packs, which will hopefully ship Thursday or Friday of this week. We start with the cycle of Cartouches. Here we have Cartouche of Ambition. It's a 3-mana enchantment, enchant creature you control. When Cartouche of Ambition enters the battlefield, you may put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has lifelink. And, you know, these are all fine. These are all fine. Fine cards. Definitely a fine card. Then, you know, these Cartouches, I would say, are really more, you know, a limited type card. Maybe not, though. We'll see, I guess, how they play out. But we have Cartouche of Knowledge. This is a 2-mana blue enchantment. Does the same thing, although when it enters the battlefield, you can draw a card. Enchanting creature gets +1/+1 and has flying. This might be like a 23rd card in the sealed event to give a creature flying, go over the top of something late in game, plus draw a card. Not too bad. And then we have Cartouche of Solidarity. This is a single white mana for the ability to create a 1/1 white warrior creature token with vigilance, as well as give a creature +1/+1 and first strike. Meh. Not that great. Here we have Cartouche of Strength, a 3-mana enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you may have enchanted creature fight target creature an opponent controls. Now this is pretty good. And enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has trample. I'd probably play this. I'd play a 3-mana sorcery speed that fought 2 creatures. So why not play something that also gives it +1/+1 and trample, I suppose. Then we have Cartouche of Zeal, the red one. Single red mana. When you play it, target creature can't block this turn, which isn't too bad. And it gives a creature +1/+1 and haste. Fine. Now let's go through the monuments. This is another very flavorful, interesting cycle worth chatting about. Here we have Bantu's Monument, a 3-mana legendary artifact that black creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast a creature spell, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. I can see this definitely, these being in EDH decks for sure. Here we have the Hazarets, same thing for red. Then we have Kefnits. These are all the gods' names, right? Same thing for blue. Oh, I'm sorry, I should go back. Red, whenever you cast a creature spell, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. The Kefnits one gives you the whenever you cast a creature spell, target creature opponent controls doesn't untap during its next controller's next untap step. This is very strong. Aktara's Monument. This is very flavorful and also functional. Nice job. Whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 white warrior creature token with vigilance. And this one's probably not the best. The green one gives you, whenever you cast a creature spell, target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample. So end of turn, that could be pretty powerful. Actually, any one of these monuments is probably playable. The weakest one is probably the white one, I guess. What a surprise. I don't know. It's hard to say. Now let's look at the trials, the complete cycle of trials. I try to keep these all together. Look at my magic sign, huh? I'm gonna be putting that up here soon. I'm gonna get rid of these pop figures. Actually, well, the card preview is actually over right now, but nonetheless, when I get a chance, probably this weekend. Trial of Ambition. We have a 2-mana enchantment. When Trial of Ambition enters the battlefield, target opponent sacrifices a creature. This is not bad. This is also playable. And when it enters the battlefield, or I'm sorry, when a Cartouche enters the battlefield under your control, return Trial of Ambition to its owner's hand. Very, very spicy. Trial of Knowledge. We've seen this one. Draw 3 cards, then discard a card, and then bring in the Cartouche, and you can recast it. In Limited, I would probably play a Cartouche and the Trial if I had them both. Solidarity, hiccup. All that Diet Mountain Dew, you know. The best goddamn diet soda in America. 3-mana white enchantment. When It enters the battlefield. Creatures you control get +2/+1 and gain vigil until end of turn. And then the cartouche brings it back to your hand. You can reuse it again. This is very interesting. Very powerful ability here. Trial of Strength. When it enters the battlefield, create a 4/2 beast token, which you get a 4/2 token for 3 mana, then you can ultimately recast it. This is okay. They're probably all playable. Trial of Zeal, 3 mana, when it enters the battlefield, deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Now this one is very good. It's a lightning bolt for 3, well, 3 mana for 3. It's not as good as a lightning bolt, but then if you play the cartouche, you can cast again. So it's not like, I mean, potentially, maybe there's some degenerate things where you can just keep bouncing the cartouche back to your hand and cast it over and over again that you might be able to do in like EDH or maybe some modern deck. I don't think there's going to be anything like that going on in standard that I can think of off the top of my head, although we haven't seen all of the spoilers, so it's kind of hard to know for sure. Now let's look at some of the split cards that got spoiled today. Definitely some cool ones. I like the flavor of these, and as I see more of them coming out, I'm definitely liking them a little bit better. We have Cut to Ribbons. 2 mana sorcery. Cut deals 4 damage to target creature, and the Aftermath allows you to... Hold on, let me read it. Each opponent loses X life. Wow, that's pretty strong. Cut to Ribbons is very strong. Wow. Yeah, that's very strong. No wonder it's a rare. All right, then we have Insult to Injury. Damage can't be prevented this turn. If a source you control would deal damage this turn, it deals double. Wow. If you're going to make split cards, I guess make them super fun. Now, let me read the Aftermath. Injury deals 2 damage to target creature and to target player. Okay. I mean, any one of these will be playable in limited for sure. We have Mouth to Feed. First of all, let's just stop here for a minute and think about and appreciate the fact that we are now going to need hippo tokens, because for 3 mana, you can create a 3/3 green hippo, and then it's Aftermath. Again, you cast these from the graveyard. Draw a card for each creature you control with power of 3 or greater. That is actually very strong as well. Then we have Onward to Victory. The uncommon cycle. Target creature gets +X/+0 to enough turn where X is its power. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. And then we have Victory. Now this is split colors. We have target creature gains double strike till end of turn. These are all probably playable so far. Then we have Prepare to Fight. Assuming we have +2/+2, and then it can fight another creature. And then we have, lastly, Rags to Riches. Love this. Love that they double down on flavor. Love that the cards seem flavorful. Here we have -2/-2 to all creatures for 4 mana. So for an extra mana, you get Drown in Sorrow, right? Or was that... Yeah, I feel like that's what that was. And then we have Riches, which is each opponent chooses a creature he or she controls. You gain control of those creatures. Again, these split cards are going to change the game in EDH, that's for sure. You know, I have a question for all of you out there, and what I'm really the most curious about is which one of these split cards are you the most excited about? You know, to me, I have to admit that I still don't like how they look. It looks like too many Magic cards. I'm not a huge fan of it visually, but I'm an Excel spreadsheet guy. I don't care so much about how something looks. I care about how it functions and whether or not it makes my clients more money, for example. You know, Cut to Ribbon seems very strong. Am I just being too much of a filthy casual and maybe it's really not that good? I definitely like, I guess the 4 damage to target creature can be limiting, but Ribbon seems really good. And you could always discard this card to get it into your graveyard early on, and then cast it for a bunch of mana late game. Which one of these split cards are you most excited to add to your EDH deck? Let's ask that. And are there any that you think might see standard play? Hey, I hope you've been enjoying my spoiler coverage. I feel like it just feels a little stale to be opening like booster packs from Amonkhet right now, or from Aether Revolt or Kaladesh, with all this Amonkhet news coming out. So I hope you're enjoying the coverage. I know just about everyone does it, but I try to do it in my own unique way and provide some little bit of a spin on it. So, let me know how you like the spoiler coverage too down in the comments below while I'm asking of all this from you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you again real soon.